Mercifully, the Miami Dolphins 2025 season has come to a pathetic end. Week 18 season finale, they get butt rammed by New England. Kind of apropos that the season ends the same way it started. They get butt rammed, which ironically enough is exactly what this organization has done to every single one of us fans for the better part of 25, 26 years now, right? And counting, because we know this shit ain't ending anytime soon. Yet we're going to keep coming back, bending over, spreading our cheeks at the beginning of the season and points leading up to it saying, thank you, may I have another. Like I said in my previous video here on social media talking about this team, if nothing else, we are either the most loyal bastards alive or severe gluttons for punishment. But we'll be back. Even those that are going online now and saying, I'm giving up my season tickets, I'm selling all my shit, you know, the attention-seeking garbage that you see on a regular basis, they'll be back too. Because we know no other way. So what's going to change? I mean, we already know there's going to be a new general manager. The question is, will it be Champ Kelly, or will now advisor to the team, Troy Aikman, actually bring somebody in? I don't have much hope. Tua's done. We've seen his last game a couple of weeks back. Who's at quarterback? I don't know. I mean, the Dolphins right now are sitting at number 11 in the draft. Could get Ty Simpson. Do you want to start that process all over again with a rookie? I mean, do you trust Simpson enough to be that guy? That's up for interpretation. We'll find out. Simpson might not even be there by the time the Dolphins pick at 11. And frankly, I'm okay with that because this team has a lot of fucking holes that they need to fix, and getting a quarterback isn't going to make it any better than it was under Tua, right? Let's just look at the reality. They need a right tackle. They probably need a right guard if they don't feel confident enough that Austin Jackson can bump onto the inside there and take care of that. They need at least two cornerbacks, generously speaking that. You know, if they run a nickel, they're going to need three. They need another safety, probably two, because if anybody thinks Minkah Fitzpatrick is long for this organization, then I have some fucking swamplands in the Everglades I'd like to sell you for cheap. Right? They could use another edge rusher or two. They could probably use another linebacker. This team has holes fucking galore. So, yeah, they go out and they draft Ty Simpson, or they trade up for Mendoza like people are pipe dreaming about. Secret, it's not going to happen. The Raiders have that number 1 overall pick. I think the Jets now have number 2. So they're not confident enough because both of those teams need a fucking quarterback. Bad. But let's just hypothetically assume that we get our pipe dream and, you know, Christopher Columbus product, Fernando Mendoza gets to play at home. It's going to fix one problem. Still a lot left that need to be fixed. Honestly, their best bet is to, in my opinion, this will be unpopular, trade the fuck down a few spots, stockpile assets, and start filling these fucking holes. Because they're not going to be able to do it with the cap. They are capped to the moon. And I know there are some people out there who will tell you that the salary cap is some phantom fucking boogeyman that doesn't really exist. And they'll point to the Saints and other examples where the teams have moved chairs on the Titanic for a little bit to avert and circumvent the issue and basically kick the can down the road. But the reality is this team's trapped. So you might want to start looking for young players, and hopefully this time around the organization brings in a GM and a coach that knows what the fuck they're doing when it comes to developing players. But the reality is we're probably going to wind up with Mike McDaniel again next year. Because after all, he did win 7 games, right? Granted, how many of them meant a goddamn thing? Great, they beat the Commanders who suck cock. They beat the fucking, the Falcons who, they did win the NFC South or some share of it, that and 37 cents might buy you a Slurpee at 7-Eleven, right? They beat up all these shitty teams, gave them a mediocre record of 7-10 rather than a complete dog shit record where they actually could have probably wound up with a top 3 or 4 pick. But again, that's not the worst thing in the world. Get one of the offensive linemen, trade the fuck down. There's things you could do at 11 that you were probably going to do at, 2 or 3 or 4. But I'm just going to tell you, be prepared for next year to be just as painful. Be prepared for years to come to be painful. Tua's going to be gone, okay? The team is going to have to eat shit when it comes to his cap hit. And I swore up and down last year when everybody's saying, don't worry about it, the cap don't matter, it ain't real, when they were talking about readjusting Tua's contract. Said it's a fucking terrible idea because if they left it the hell alone, we're talking about a dead cap hit this year that doesn't matter. He's got 0, so they can move on scot-free. But they moved the chairs on the Titanic, and now they're going to have to eat shit, and they're going to get rid of them. Tyreek Hill's done. A lot of these guys you see now are done. Bradley Chubb's done, a wasted first-round pick, right? Because he's winning now because, fuck those picks. That's what everybody said at the time. Fuck those picks. Well, they said fuck those picks and wound up with two guys in Hill and Chubb that are going to be gone after, first chance they can, right? And are the Dolphins any better off for it? Did those picks get the Dolphins any closer to being competitive and winning a playoff game and ending our misery than they would have if the team had kept them? So, yeah, we got a new GM coming. We definitely got a new quarterback coming, whether it's roll with Quinn Ewers for a season and see what he's got, or go get some cheap-ass veteran that might come here on the fucking penny pincher like a Gardner Minshew, or, who knows? That's done. Hill's done. I mean, is McDaniel done? Time will tell. He should be. He should be. And the fact that there are organizations out there who are supposedly, I'll put this at face value, supposedly, because the media throws shit at a wall and sees if it sticks nowadays, that are interested in McDaniel and would bring him in. If that is the case, then frankly, the Miami Dolphins should start negotiating with those teams and say, hey, give us any kind of draft pick. I don't give a fuck. Give us a 7th fucking rounder. Give us a 6th. We'll take it. Give us a goddamn conditional pick. We don't give a damn. But if some team's stupid enough to give up a fucking draft pick for McDaniel, pounce. Let him go. Because I'm telling you right now, what you see is what you get, and we've seen the best of Mike McDaniel. We have seen what this guy is going to do. Right? His peak was those first 2 years. Really, his peak was when they went 9-8 in year one, and they actually held a lead for a brief fleeting moment over Buffalo in the playoffs before they pissed it away and wound up losing. Then it was all downhill from there. Yeah, they actually were better record-wise the following season, but they completely shit the bed in the playoffs and then the last couple of weeks. Again, we've seen what Mike McDaniel's going to do. It's all downhill from here. He still makes the same maddening fucking play calling that he has from the beginning. He's too stubborn to rely on his, guys like Frank Smith and Darrell Bevel, or, let them call the plays. He still can't manage a clock to save his fucking life. He still makes dumbass decisions, right? He still goes up to the podium after the game and sounds like a goddamn buffoon, right? And if this is what you want for next year, please, But we'll see. Again, Troy Aikman now is supposedly the savior on the great white horse that is going to wave a magic wand and get us a general manager that knows what the fuck he's doing. We had this discussion with a guy once upon a time affiliated with the Cowboys before, right, where he was going to do the same damn thing. That's how we wound up with Jeff Ireland and had a little bit of Tony Sperano, who I number one, he's deceased. I feel wrong talking about him, but I can't shit on him too much. He was what he was. The guy had very limited I don't think he had any experience as an offensive coordinator, to be honest with you, but he managed to cook up the Wildcat, which took the NFL by storm for a brief, fleeting moment. Unfortunately, once the Wildcat was figured out, so too was he. So again, am I to be excited that Troy Aikman has got the reins and is going to, consult and find us the right GM? For all we know, the probably GM's going to say, stick with who you fucking have in Champ Kelly, which gives me no pause. Anyway, that'll wrap it up for another season of Miami Dolphins football. More shit stew yet to come. I can't wait for next year at this time, where we bitch and moan about the same garbage and we have the same hope, and hope springs eternal. To the players and coaches that are on their way out the door, happy trails to you. The best. I wish you no animosity whatsoever. Just because I don't think you were getting the job done in some capacity or another, the team's decided to move on from you means I have any animus towards you. But, it's time for a new chapter. I'm not done talking here on social media, though. I got a playoff prediction video coming up for Wild Card Weekend in just a few moments. And some other ridiculous, redundant nonsense that I'm going to spout whenever random musings roll through my mind. So thank you very much for listening. Go Fins! Fins up! Take care.